when I heard Sudging, I was like, no more Sudging over these guys. I was like, all right, I can feel this. I mean, by the time Sherry would have come on 2017, I was out of my Conch phase. Yeah, like we did a whole podcast on like what is a Conch phase, and I have this certain parameter. So for women, it's
like just like high value man, but Conch.
I mean, it is covered. Yeah, it's something like that. We get into a lot of my theories and theology.
Okay,
but Conch season basically I classify as when and I do this for women. Women is 16 to 23, and men is 18 to 23. Because women tend to sort of date older, so they start sort of getting in the mix younger. And normally during this phase is your college years.
Right.
So this is the time to experiment, try to find yourself. Now, after 21, 22, 23, you don't need to be no Conch no more. You can't be 28 years old and still being a Conch.
Because it's like, you'll be surprised.
Yeah. No, but it's like, okay, I understand. Okay, 18, you go to college. 19, 20, 21. Okay, cool. You do your first 4 years. And then probably 22, 23, some people sort of graduate a little bit later and you getting your feet wet in the workforce. But by the age, like 23 going to 24, you can't be no Conch no more. So you can't be Sudging over a woman. Like, you should have already learned your lessons already.
I want to say, yeah. I understand what you're saying, but I disagree. I feel like, think about it, most people don't even have the, I guess...
The emotional intelligence.
Right. That's a good one. To form significant and long-lasting enough relationships. They don't have to be long-lasting, but significant. So, they say businesses fail within the first 5 years. Okay. Like a lot of businesses fail within the first 5 years, more times than not.
Yeah.
Like that's the same thing for relationships. How often do you see relationships get to 5 years? So if you in your 20s, you ain't ever reach a 5-year relationship. Of course, you spend at least all those times being a Conch. So you need to probably get like a solid couple-year relationship to learn from, and that might fail too. And then you might not be a Conch no more after that.
I get that, but my retort to that is, okay, if we look at it like, okay, so women naturally develop faster, man, to the fact that our frontal lobe don't even develop until the age of 24.
Okay.
So by the time you get to 24, 25, you start focusing on chasing women. Now you're trying to establish yourself in your career, finances, and things like that, because you like, okay, 30 almost there, and I can't be doing this little boy thing until 30. So that's when the seriousness is. So that's why I say it should be a shift in mentality by around that time, because it's like,
I feel that.
You shouldn't be still doing this thing, because it's like, all right, you can be hot boy on the block or whatever, and you still living home with Jim and me, and you ain't have no advancements in your career. You ain't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because you ain't getting no younger, and women ain't going to take you more serious, because the more older they get, the more that they want, and the less they settle for.
True.
So,
very true.
So that's just my whole, it is more theory. So, okay, so you release Sherry. You had my boy Shad for on like doing some of the skits on there.
Yeah.
I worked with him on the Collect documentary.